You see that. Roderick Brown. Was one of the reasons that the Most High cursed the Israelites is because Israelites intermarried the heathen and worshiped the gods of the heathen? Did the Most High divided King Solomon's kingdom because he married heathen women and built temples for them where they could worship their gods? All right, so the first part of the first question was one of the reasons that the Most High cursed the Israelites is because the Israelites intermarried the heathen. The answer is no. You Jakes got to stop with this shit. You always coming with that, and I went into a lesson about that today. No, the answer is no. Jake, you looking for something that makes you that you can hold on to, so that way you can say in the kingdom we can't have concubines, we can't have women of the other nations. That shit is not true. Otherwise, why is there a law in the scriptures, even going back to the olden times? And I covered that today in the live stream. If you all
right, I'm gonna leave it right there. Pause it real quick. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Porkak, Kodash, double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. And I want to just real quick, real short, just listen to the video a little bit ago, and I heard this. I heard and seeing this, and the first thing that came to my mind is I don't know why Jake is stuck on this. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it. What is it about heathen women? Heathens what is it about heathens and their women that you Jake just don't understand? You women, the damn Jake. I don't understand. Frankly, I just don't understand. It's not that hard to understand. Right? I don't know if it's because some of you Jake are just genuinely curious, which I doubt that. That's probably the problem, but that could be. I understand the women's perspective. Women, you don't want to see your man with other women or whatever the case may be in the kingdom, but that's not gonna happen, right? Because you're gonna be completely different. You're gonna be perfect, man. So you're not gonna be thinking the same way that you think now. And then also, I don't know why people think that it's a sin for you to get with other women, right? You have to understand, and this is the question. And I'm going, like I said, it's not gonna be real long. The question that I have for the Jake that says you can't have, heathen women. And I'm not gonna do an long elaborate lesson. The other monastics did a beautiful lesson going into the thing yesterday, the topic. But the question that I have, and he brought up the scripture, and it's the scripture that we always go to in the law. But this is the question that I have for the Jake. And you damn women that think you can't have other women, right? When Yahushua comes back and beams up the elect, right? Comes back, beams up the elect get saved, the elect get that spiritual power, right? And it's time to start rounding up the nations, right? We're going to go to war with the other nations, correct? Right? That's to do would be a simple yes or no, right? So the answer would be yes, right? Yahushua is going the other the heathens on the planet Earth is going to kick it off, but when Yahushua comes, he's going to put an end to it, right? But he's coming to make war with these people. He's coming to make war, right? That's what he's coming to do, and the elect is going to be a part of that because they're going to be rounding up the nations and putting judgment on people, rounding up, going into bunkers, going into the space, the airspace retreats, going into the underwater to grabbing these people and doing these things, right? So the first half of the question was, do you agree that the Israelites at a point in time, when Yahushua returns, we're going to go to war with the nations, right? Right, so that would be the answer. So now, of course, you would say yes. If you say no, then you would just be wicked and just completely going off. So if you say yes to that, now we have to go to the law, right? Gotta just go to the law. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Then I have another question, side question. What is the difference between you being with 2/3? What is the difference between you being with the 2/3 Israelite and a heathen. Because the 2/3 Israelite, the woman, does the same exact thing the heathens do. The false god, they call him Jesus Christ, whatever the case may be. You might find a damn 2/3 woman that worships the same God as the heathens, which they do. We got Jesus Christ, right? Then you got the heathen that serve their own God. We got Buddha, Shiva, and you got Jake that does the same exact thing, Allah and all the other stuff. All right, so Yahweh Shai is going to put an end all to the war, right? And the Israelites, the elect, is going to help, right? The 144,000, the men, right? They're going to help. So the question is this: what does this mean, right? This is domestic relations. This is Deuteronomy 21 and verse 10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, just like it, and the Lord thy power hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive. Gotta read it slow so Jay can understand, man. It says, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman. All right, you following along, Jake? And hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. Now, the enemies of Jake is who? The other nations. Right? It says, never trust thine enemy. It says there. Let's it might be a little bit of, it's not gonna be super long, but let's go into it. Let's just break this down just a tad bit. Cause I don't get it with Jake, man. There it is. Now let's get this. Right here. Salakia. I just woke up from a small power nap. Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, we're gonna get straight to the point. I was gonna get some other ones in here, but we're just gonna get straight to the point. All right, now this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68, right? That says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondman and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Who's the enemies? Who's the enemies of the Israelites? Let's get another one. Psalms 83. Psalms 83 in verse 1. It says, the Most High implored to confound his enemies. Psalms 83 verse 1, it says, a song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O power. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. It says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. It says Jabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur, also is joined with them. They have Hopen, the children of Lot, Selah. Now, we just read in the curses, we're going to be sold into the enemies. When you go to the transatlantic slave trade, between Ham, Esau, other nations, mainly them two. The scriptures call them our enemies. Now you also, when you're reading the Psalms now, by reading in Psalms, that we're getting the exact who the people are, the exact what is the word I'm looking for, the nationality of the people that did it, right? It says Edom first, then we got Ishmael, then we got Moab, right? Edom is first, right? And then when it comes to when you go into the war in heaven, that's literally about Esau and his military might fighting against Yahushua and the angels, right? That is just Jake, you with me so far? That's the war in heaven. That is the war in heaven. So now the next step would be is go back to the law, right? So now we get an understanding of the enemies, right? Just a tad bit, right? Let's read 11 again. It says, "And seest among the captives." Actually, let's start back at 10. It says, "When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies." Is there a war that's getting ready to happen? Yes. It says, "And the Lord thy power have delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife." Now, you have to understand, just because you take a woman to wife doesn't mean she's going to be on the same status and the same level as the Israelite woman, right? Because a concubine, let's go on Google, just see. Because when you go on concubine, it's just a lesser status wife. And can you have kids from a concubine? Yes. Let's see, hold on. Okay, I thought in Revelation 12 it had something that I could have brought out real quick. But let's go right here. All right. Concubine. Definition.
Concubine.
Concubine. It says, in polygamous societies, a woman who lives with a man but has lower status than his wife or wives. What does a concubine do? And it just shows a picture. Let's see. Why do men take concubines? In the ancient world and the modern world, consorts and concubines were used for sexual pleasures of the patriarch / said prominent male, because men like diversity when it comes to women. Its modern female-centric culture deems this as evil, yet the practice still takes place, right? What is the biblical definition of a concubine? It is usually translated into English as concubine and understood to refer a wife or sexual partner of secondary status. Although certain men in the Hebrew Bible have both wives and concubines, no wives or additional concubines are referred to in Judges 19. I don't know what they meant by that last part. But let's keep going. Let's see. What is the full meaning in English? It says a woman who in some societies lives and has sex with a man she is not married to, but that would be, technically not right, because when you go in unto a woman, we know that sex is marriage according to the scripture. So when you go in unto a woman, that wife that she's going to be your wife, like it says in Deuteronomy. Let's go back. Hold on. Oh damn. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Okay. In some societies, lives and has sex with a man she's not married to, and has a lower social rank than his wife or wives. Now let's go here. Let's go to the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Let's see. Concubine again. It says a woman with whom a man cohabits without being married, such as one having a recognized social status in a household below that of a wife. And I don't understand what Jake doesn't get. Because when you read throughout the scriptures, a lot of the men had concubines, man. King Solomon was the one that we all go to and look at. But there's plenty of examples where the Israelites would have their wives, and then they would literally give their maids to their husbands. Right? I believe what was an example? Let's see. Let's give it I said it wasn't gonna be super long, but now I have to go into this because I don't know what Jake doesn't understand. I don't know what Jake doesn't get. But let me finish reading this first, and then I'll give me once. Finish reading this, and then let's go into the other half of the other part that I wanted to say, because that just goes to show it's different. It's a different hierarchy. Oh, perfect. Hold on. Let's get perfect. There's just one scripture I want to get to prove the point. Okay, so let's keep going. So in the kingdom, right? Let's keep going. In the kingdom, it's just like I'll just put it in layman's term, layman terms, however you say the word. Right. What goes on now? Jake would get a woman, right? You see it all the time. Jake gets a woman. Right. In this society, Jake will have a woman, and then what happens is he ends up dibbling dabbling with other women, right? He ends up dibbling dabbling with other women, and those women, they're technically are his women are his wives when it comes to a biblical standpoint. Let's say he has a Northern Kingdom woman, right? So-called Mexican lady, but he goes dibbles and dabble with the East Indian, and then he dabbles with this white girl on the side. But he does everything for the so-called Mexican woman, right? But he doesn't do the same exact things that he would do for his people say his main woman as he does with other women, right? That's all that it is. So they're technically they're your wives, but they're not on the same level, right? When we come to the kingdom, do you honestly sit here and think that Jake is going at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you guys like it or you don't. We don't care. We don't care. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, man. In the kingdom, men are going to have concubines. Get over it, man. Get over it. Babylon the Great has lowered you damn men's, and you fucking lowers you damn men testosterone, man. Jeez. So, in the kingdom, you're going to have plenty of wives, plenty of women, plenty, right? But then you're also going to have the heathen women, right? Which goes forth as we're reading right now. You're going to have the heathen women. But they're not going to be on the same status, right? When it's time for you to, I don't know, give an example. We don't know what the day-to-day life is going to be on in the kingdom, but you're going to have your wives, beautiful place, gold floors, diamond encrusted plates, and cups and all types of emeralds and jewels in your clothing, and I don't know, man. Right? Just saying. Let's say it's time. You having kids, you're giving inheritance and all the other stuff. Those other and Let's say you better go throw a party, or you're about to go on, I don't know, vacation. You're about to go to the other side of the world. You're gonna bring all your women, but the wives that left of status, they're not gonna be treated the same, right? They're just there for fun. The best to put it like that, right? The best is just to put it in those terms. They're just there for fun. But Jake is gonna have them. You see, I might not be explaining. Like I said, I just woke up, so everything's not all there in my head right now. But I'm explaining so you can understand the best way, right? They're gonna be your wives too, but they're not gonna have the same status. Just like how you see like athletes or whatever the case may be, they have the woman that they go out with, that they own TV with. They want to take pictures. TMZ go and take pictures. Take them out to eat. You buy them all these clothes, this jewelry. They get the house. They get the kids. They get all the benefits of being with you, right? But the woman right here, she sits in the background. Nobody knows about her. Nobody knows about her. She's not seen with you in public, right? She's the one that nobody knows about. You don't take her out to go do this, to take her out to go do that. She's just there in the background. There we go. That's the best way to put it. You got the main, and you watch a movie, you got the main actors, and then you got the people, the extras. Or you got the main, let's say the scene, the 3-4 main actors of the movie or TV show, they're at the coffee shop. But then you got the people in the background that face is like kind of blurry. You don't really see them. They're just sitting there on the laptop acting like they're doing something with a coffee next to them. That's in a way to put it. That's the concubines in the background. You're not on the forefront. You're not important. We don't see you that much. Right, but the wives is the one in the main stage. And it's time we're going to have parties in the kingdom, I'm going to pretty sure. It's time to go to the parties, time to do other stuff. You're taking your wives, oh, hey, getting the concubines is probably going to be the ones that's doing your wife's nails, doing her hair, getting her bath ready, cleaning the house. You're not going to be having your woman do those things. You see, Jake, I don't know what you don't understand about that. So that's what goes on. But now let's get this. So this is a good point right here. I said it wasn't going to be long, but, you say one thing, but the Spirit wants you to bring out something else, man. So we're just going into it, because I don't know why Jake doesn't understand. This is Genesis 16:1, right? Let's get this. Now, Genesis 16:1, it says, now Sarah, Abram's wife, right? Abram, which is Abraham, Sarai, how you say it, Sarah. Now Sarah, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. Listen, Jake. And Sarah said unto Abram, behold now, right, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarah. Now, see, I know what you women would do right here. See, only reason why she did it, though, is because she can have children. Hey, and she did it because you wouldn't have children. You damn nigga woman speak up and talk. The point is, what happened? Obviously, the point that I'm proving, it's not a sin for men to sleep with heathens. It's not. And it's throughout all the scriptures. Moses, right? Like I said, I'll probably link the eldest video, because he went into a lot of different accounts, right? But this is the account that I'm going to bring up with Hagar, right? It says, in Sarah, Abram's wife took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, not an Israelite, and Abrams had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. Now, do you think Hagar had the same rights, privileges, and the same exact things that Sarah had? The answer is no, man. It says, and he went unto Hagar, and she conceived. He went in there and he did his thing, man. Right? And when she saw that she conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarah said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judged, and I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judged between me and thee. But Abraham said unto Sarah, behold, thy maid is in thine hand. Do to her as it pleaseth. And when Sarah dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. Now, this is a perfect example. This is a perfect example. In the kingdom, these women and concubines were never meant to be on the same level as an Israelite. You have to understand one thing. And this is what I think you Jake and you women forget a lot. What did the Most High say about us? We are His holy people, man. We're peculiar people unto Himself, a special people above all. Let's get that. Let's get that. Let's keep this right here. Let's keep this Genesis. I'm gonna keep this Deuteronomy 21 pulled up because I haven't finished it. Let's get this. It says Deuteronomy, was that 7 and 14 or 7 and 11? I think it's 14. Yep. No. Where's that scripture? Let's see. 7 and 4? No. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Oh, I had it mixed up. Okay. Deuteronomy 14. Okay. All right. Now, this is Deuteronomy 14 and verse 1. It says, ye are the children of the Lord, your power. Ye should not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth. We're above all the people. So therefore we are different from the people. We don't play by the same set of rules as the people, man. Right? So when Israelite in the kingdom, and even now, I just gave an example how Jake will deal with his main woman, live with her, give her kids, buy her things, take her out to this, take her out to do that. But then when the woman on the side, he just goes over, hangs out with her, might go to McDonald's, get some fast food, order DoorDash, whatever the case may be, sit there, hit it, do what he got to do the nasty, hang out with her for a little bit and get up out of there, man. Go back to the wife and kids. That's all it is, man. Your woman might be on her period, Jake need to get that release. Oh, well, I'm about to go over, say he about to go somewhere he's not. And then boom, go do that and then go back home. Whatever the case may be. It's different status, different types of things. And in the kingdom is going to be the same exact thing, man. Right? You're going to have your wives. They're going to get all the nice clothes. They're going to get all the nice freshest oils, perfumes, scents. The heathens going to be doing their nails, hair, and all the other stuff. Right? Going to be doing all that stuff. And then guess what? The concubines going to be stuck cleaning the house. Doing this and doing that. Right? Boom. So we're different. That's what the Jake you don't understand. These wives are not going to get the same treatment. They're not going to be on the same level as an Israelite woman. That's why this is the thing. Just look up the word concubine, man. And the thing, and part of that is because Jake get lazy and don't want to look up nothing. There's nowhere in the scriptures that you can show and prove, and that goes back to the original. That goes back to the original question that I asked. Is Esau going to make war with Yahushua in the angel Salakia? Right. The answer is yes, they are. That's the whole point of the Space Force. Right. Yahushua is going to put an end to this war. But the elect is going to get that spiritual power, and they're going to help. Right? They're going to start revving up the nations, whatever the case may be. So now that goes back to the original scripture that I brought out for the question. Right? Let's read it again now. Now we're getting full context pretty much of what's going on. And we've seen one example, Hagar, Sarah, and Abraham. And Sarah gave. Actually, no, hold on. Let me go back to that. Let me keep reading on that before I get back to Deuteronomy right there. Let's get this. 16 and 6. Genesis 16 and 6. It says, but Abram said unto Sarah, behold, thy maid is in thine hand. Do to her as it pleaseth. And when Sarah dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to Shur. It says, and he said, Hagar, Sarah's maid, whence comest thou? Which camest thou? And whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarah. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress, and submit thyself under her hands. Come on, Jake. Come on, man. Do you see? And the Israelite women is gonna the man Abram gave her the authority over her maid. It's gonna be the same thing in the kingdom, man. The same exact thing in the kingdom. Yeah, I don't know. You do whatever. Tell her whatever you need her to do. I got nothing to do with it. See, whatever. Have fun with her. Tell her to do whatever you need to get done around the house. You see, they're not going to be on the same status as the Israelite woman. Damn, Jake, I don't know why you don't get this, man. This is perfect, man. This is perfect for this point, man. Perfect. Let's keep reading on this. I'm going maybe not finish it off, but we're going to see what else we get out of here, right? It says, man, that was a good one, man. Let's go back, man. Let's go back. Let's read that again, man. It says, we're going to start at 8 again. Genesis 16 and 8. And it said, he said, Hagar, Sarah's maid, whence camest thou? And whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarah. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. Right? It says, and the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shall bear a son, and shall carry his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man. His hands will be against every man, and every man's hands against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, thou power seest me, for she said, have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called Beer Lahai. Definitely butchered that, but it is between Kadesh and Bered. It says, and Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. And Abram was fourscore and 6 years old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram. Perfect example. Now, do you see? Was it a sin? Now, was it a sin? Did Abraham go off? Did Abraham go off? No, there was no sin found at all in this situation. With him dealing with Sarah's handmaid. Jeez, Jake. Simple. Now let's go back now. Let's go back. Let's start from the top. It says Deuteronomy 21 and 10. So the answer to the question, the nations get ready to start war with us. They're going to go to war. Jacob's trouble. Although so they're going to start persecuting the prophets. Right? It says, when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy power have delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. And what is the wife here? She's going to be your wife because you're going to go in unto her. But what? She's not going to be on the same status. The same exact situation, well, not the same exact situation, but similar situations might arise in the kingdom. Not saying that your woman won't be, that she won't be able to bear a child because it won't be perfect. Her womb's going to be perfect. You're going to be able to bear as many children as whatever, right? But I mean, as in the part is where Abraham told her, he's like, hey, just do whatever. Do whatever you need to do. It's going to be the same exact thing. You're going to give your wives the power, the authority. I don't know. Just do whatever you got to do. Whatever the situation may arrive, she's in your hand. I got to go stuff. I got stuff to do. You take care of her. Boom. Simple. It says, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her. Do the 1-2. Do the 1-2 sneaky poo. Right? And be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. Simple. And that's it on that. That's it on that. That's it on that. Simple. So that's the concubine thing, man. Like, it's not a sin for Jake to be with other women. It's not. Because you'd have to explain this law that's getting ready to, we're gonna have to be in the kingdom. This is going to be in effect. This law is going to be in effect. This law is going to be in effect pretty soon, actually. All right? It's going to be in effect. It's going to be full force. You're going to be going to war, be killing the parents, killing mothers and all types of things. No, she looks kind of fair. I want her. She's coming with me. Boom. And you take her, do what you got to do after that month is over. And then bam. But she's not going to be on the same status. She's not going to be nowhere near your Israelite wife. And for you women out here, that's nothing so the women that don't even worry about now, but women in this place I have a problem with hearing stuff like that. But scriptures say what they say, man. And we're going to follow the law perfectly in the kingdom. So is this not a part of the law? This is going to be part of the law that's going to be held up perfectly. Right? And you have to understand, especially among speaking of Ishmael, Ishmael is one of them nations is a people that what they do is first of all they do that anyway. They do a lot of arranged marriages anyway. They do a lot of arranged marriages. They find somebody suitable to be with their daughter, and they give their daughter away. Right? So what makes you think in the kingdom when they're going to be tributaries under us, when we allow them, when their captivity is over with, right, 1,000 years after they go back to their homelands and do those things, when it's time for us to go visit them and do those things, what makes you think they're not going to offer up their daughters anyway? Oh, here you go. Here, you have her. Right? Because the Ishmael, they know they want their daughter to be with somebody successful that's suitable for their daughter. And who's gonna be more suitable than Israelite man, especially in that time in the kingdom? The nation is gonna look that you understand. The Lord is getting ready to put the fear that we once had. The nations feared us. That fear is gonna come back, man. They're gonna be scared. Here come the Israelites. Hide the pork. They gonna hide the rat that we was eating. Moab gonna hide the octopus. Moab eat anything in the damn waters. Squid, octopus, rats, clams. Moab is fucking nasty. Go hurry up, hide the oysters. Oh, trust me, we already know you was eating them. You're about to get dealt with accordingly. We already know you was eating them. All right, but Ishmael, that's what they do. They do that stuff anyway. The arranged marriages, and they give off their daughters. It's gonna be that's. And what do you think they're gonna do to us? Who's gonna be more suitable than the Israelite man? Right. But that's it, man. I said it wasn't gonna be that long, but Spirit had me going. I'm glad I brought out that Sabram. The Sabram. I don't know why I keep trying to say Sabram. Oh, Salakia, man. I keep trying to say Sarah and Abraham together, and it says that I say Sabram. So that's what a concubine is, and that's what's going to happen in the kingdom, man. We went into concubine, we gave an example, and then we went into the question I asked. So if we're not going to be able to have these things, you got to answer this question right here. What does the scripture mean then? All right. So that's it, man. Hope the lesson was edifying. Hope you got some out of it, man. I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Ma'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops, and great millstone. Shalom to you, brothers, Christians, truth and sincerity around the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you, hopeful elect, brothers and sisters that watch. And I'll catch you guys another lesson, Lord willing. Shalom.